like a Hellcat.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel, King Geo in the house. I'm the host of the most, King Geo. And I want to say to each and every one of you, thank you for subscribing. If you had not subscribed, subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell right there on your right hand side, and it will notify you when I, King Geo, uploaded a video. Guys and girls, don't forget that this April 1st, I'll be giving away 1 year of MLB TV. So stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, say King Geo, subscribing, so I can put you in. If you say subscribing, I can't put you in the contest. So it's April the 1st, okay? This is not April Fool's. All right, so let's get down to business here. You very well know that I enjoy a little bit of politics. I enjoy a little bit, you know, I consider myself a God-fearing man. I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect, and I make my mistakes. And I don't. You guys know that I don't follow religion, and I don't follow a political party. But I do like politics, and I do like, and I love God, and I separate both, you know, politics from God. But one thing that is shameful, how you people, or how people describe democracy. How people can say that we live in a democratic union, we live in a democratic country, and we don't. What Georgia did the other day, what the governor did the other day to sign that bill for the voting right, is an abomination to everybody. To be told when you have to vote, to be told that you can't vote after 5 p.m., to be, from what they say, that they cannot give out water to people in line. That there's certain places will not have drop box. You can't vote on Sundays, and you can't vote after 5 p.m. You actually want, or you allow these people to tell you how you have to vote. They know that most people get out of work after 5. They know the drop boxes are left off in minority communities because a lot of people cannot go to a place to vote because they have no money, they have no means to get there. So they're suppressing the minority. That's what they're doing. And they're telling you, you can't do this, you can't do that. And all because Donald Trump says that there was voter fraud. They believe one man. And the thing that gets me angry the most is that the governor of Georgia was saying there was no voter fraud, and then turns around and signs a bill that minimizes your ability to vote, the minority. Minimizes the minority to vote. And if you live in a democratic system, in a democratic society, these things should not be infringed. These things should not be held. Because if you could say, you know what, we're going to let the votes go until 7 o'clock at night, because that's what the most of them do, or 7 or 8. You can see that because people go to work at 5, they're going to go to the voting poll, blah, blah, but you have to have a certain time for it to close. I understand that. But to say at 5 o'clock, when you know everybody else gets off of work at 5, to do it in Georgia, because they know that Georgia lost, now Georgia went to blue, and who got them there? The black community, the minorities, the Hispanics that were there, but basically the black community, which I applaud them for doing that. And they say enough is enough. So now they are trying to exclude minorities that are poor, that have no means of transportation, have no means of transportation, can't get to a polling station, because they voted against someone who's a narcissist. And then narcissist turned around and said there was voter fraud. Now, mind you, there's a whole list of senators, a whole list of House of Representatives. The House lost several seats, and the Republicans gained several seats, and the Republicans didn't lose no seat in the Senate. Yet somehow they gained, they didn't lose, but somehow it was rigged. But Donald Trump, his was rigged, but the others weren't. You know, to believe that it's a shame that you would let someone that much of a brain get into your head, live rent free in your head, and say there was a fraud. I am glad that Dominion it's suing Fox and Newsmax and Max or the other stations. I'm glad that they sued Rudy Giuliani for defamation. because it's ludicrous to stand there and say that there was fraud. There is fraud. Of course, there's fraud in everything. But to that extent, and to defranchise tens of thousands of people of their votes, what does that say us as a nation? Can you take a loss for a loss and a win for a win? Isn't that what it's all about? But no, not with Donald Trump. I've never seen any man lose the way he loses and then cry foul. And I've been in the service for 49 years, and I've never seen that. In my years of me watching politics from the Ronald Reagan again, when I started watching Ronald Reagan, from Ronald Reagan all the way down to Joe Biden, I've never seen a person lose with such a bad temper, with such bad vibes, would give the nation, and then he stands on TV today and said that the rioters that were there were non-violent. What do you call the insurrection? What you call what happened in Capitol Hill? What do you call that? An audience? I mean, an audition? That was all fake. That was a figment of our imagination. That those rioters were not. Come on, man. It's appalling that Georgia does this. This is why Washington D.C. and Puerto Rico should become a state. I was against Puerto Rico becoming a state. I wasn't too much of Washington because I'm not in Washington. But now, I'm going to put their people, senators, Republicans, senators. I mean, Democrats and people who are there vote. Let Washington D.C. become a state. The reason the Republicans don't want Washington D.C. to become a state because the majority of the people the majority of the population of Washington is black. You got 773,000 people in Washington, and the majority is black. But check this out: Vermont and Wyoming are two states that has less population than Washington D.C., but yet they have a representative. Wyoming has two senators representing them. Why? Because they're a white state. It is what it is, right? It's a white state. They got white privilege. So they don't want to go to a minority. They don't want to let people in Puerto Rico become a state because they know that by Puerto Rico becoming a state, Puerto Rico gets 5 seats, and those 5 seats most likely will go Democrat because Puerto Rico usually votes Democrat. You go to Washington, D.C., most people in Washington, D.C. would vote Democrat. So they don't want to get those votes. They don't want those people. They don't want to let Washington, D.C. in. They don't want to let Puerto Rico in. Right? But now they should. We need to level this playing field evenly because the Republicans are not playing. They don't care. They're doing over 256 different laws to minimize your right to vote. So if you live in the boondocks, and also they don't want absentee votes. So if you live in the boondocks and you have no way to get to a polling box, then you're shit out of luck. But this is not happening in white states. This is happening in states where there's minorities. Because Georgia went blue. And I'm glad that Georgia went blue. And I'm glad that all those states that were red, that went blue. Detroit, Wisconsin. Wisconsin was always, if up and down. Detroit always goes up and down. And Michigan. But Michigan was blue when it was Barack Obama. I mean, Michigan been blue for a while. But it went Republican because people were tired. And Donald Trump sold, I'm sorry to say this, but stupidity sells. And if the nation can keep you uneducated, if the nation can keep you uninformed, that's the way they want it, so they can win. Can you imagine an articulate nation? Can you imagine if everybody had an IQ of over 120? Then you can know, and you can see the bullshit that runs through these people, and you would say, wow, no, this is a lie. So they prefer, Donald Trump was mostly going for the uneducated people. He said a lot, because if you look at the interviews that these people do, the Republican Party, and people outside, just like, where is your brain? Where is your brain? I mean, you have one guy in the Republican, Trump supporter saying, the only reason I didn't like Barack Obama because Barack Obama wasn't there when 9/11. He as president, he didn't pay attention. Barack Obama wasn't even president of the United States back then. This is how diluted their minds are. And it's a shame because as an American, as a human being, you want your brothers and sisters to have some sort of knowledge. You know, stupidity sells, and that's what they grasp on. You had Ted Cruz yesterday, on the wall, saying stupid stuff. This man, I don't even know why this man is in the Republican Party at all. All right, Marjorie, the girl from Atlanta, who spews hate. He doesn't even like. I don't know. Come on, it's just and then they don't say anything to her, but the lady from I forgot her name, that she went against Donald Trump. He said that he should be impeached. That what he did was an insurrection. They wanted to sanction her. She was the leader she's the leader. She's the number one of the Republican Party. And they no, she's number two. She's number two. And they wanted to sanction her because of her stand. But they don't do that to Marjorie. Yeah. Whatever her name is. They don't do that to her, right? Why? Right? So it's a shame. So when you have these people saying that you cannot vote this way, you cannot vote that, that's infringing on you. That's telling you, there's certain things you can't do, but it's telling you can't do this because they don't want, the more that we speak, the more the minority speak, the scarier the Republicans get. It is 41 million Black Americans. There's like 7 million Puerto Ricans. There's 10 to 11. There's 11 undocumented, but there's more than 11 million documented immigrants that could vote, and they are afraid that we will rise. They're afraid that we will take over, and when that happens, they start suppressing you. They really do. So vote for Washington to become the 51st state in Puerto Rico, the 52nd, or vice versa, or however it is. Let's level the playing field. Don't let morons be born. Let more morons like Ted Cruz, Rubio hasn't said much. He's been quiet. But all these Republicans who think they're high horses, who are riding on high horses, I should say, let them fall. Ted Cruz is a disgrace to Spanish people. Ted Cruz is a disgrace to Texas. Ted Cruz is a disgrace to the Republican Party. He really is. So it's time that we make our voices heard. It's time for us to do the right thing. And everybody out there, please, I want to take this a few moments here, and I want you to look at the Andrea Braxton story. Andrea Braxton. She's the mother of Amaya Braxton, a young girl who was killed in Mississippi by a car a woman by the name of Karen. And the bus was here, and the bus stopped here. Let Amaya out. Amaya walked to her house here, and Karen was here. The bus had the stop sign here, the flag stop, and she didn't stop. So she careened this way and hit Amaya and killed her. And prosecution has done nothing about that in Mississippi. Mississippi is a horrible state. They're very racist. I believe that the people of Mississippi should rise up and do a big protest. I know Black Lives Matter is doing the best that they can, and Black Lives Matter in that section, because they each work differently. They're doing the best that they can to raise awareness. But Amaya Braxton deserves justice. This woman never went to jail. And then you have other people who have done similar accidents, her was not an accident, who have done similar things and have gotten jail time. And it's because I believe that this woman Karen knows someone in the sheriff's office or in a judge or DA or someone that's protecting her. But Amaya needs justice. A little young girl who was killed because a woman, deciding not to go through a bus. Decided not to stop. So go into my YouTube, go look for Andrea Braxton's, that I did an interview with her. Go into that and see for yourself. And I think she has a GoFundMe page, maybe do that. So she can get the right attention, so she can get the right lawyers to fight this. Because Amaya needs justice. It's unforgivable. All right. So, thank you for watching King Geo Show. Thank you. Don't forget podcasts coming soon. Geo.